Hi guys, welcome back to our video. In this video, we want to swap out the real shot of this MSX125 with this very affordable shock that we got from AliExpress. So first off, I think we have to check out the bike that we already did. And then we need to remove this, we need to remove this, and also the side panel. And in order to access to the board, okay, that is mounting the shock, let's get started. Okay, so one side is out now. We will go on to the side. So we have removed both the side panel. So we need to access to this board, which is inside here. The regulator is hindering in the way. Here, this side we got a clear access. We go into this board. So now we have to remove this chain guard. Okay, so it's pretty easy. So there's two Allen board. One here, one further at the front, and then one opposite side. All we need to do is just remove this. So it's pretty dirty, as you can see here. So probably need to wash it before we put it back. So we realized something really interesting. This is actually upside down because usually the oil or the pressure area should be on top, and then the stroke or the pin should be at the bottom, but this is upside down. And we search on the stock images, is actually placed that way, so it's not installed wrongly by anyone. So this is factory setup. So this is the 14 that it fits on the left side, which is the bolt side, and then the nut is a 17. So it's very tough to break open, so we gotta put some oil to penetrate it, break it open. After we put some oil here, we just let it rest for a while so the oil can seep in, and then we'll try to break again. After a lot of effort, we finally break free this nut. So we'll do the same on top as well. So what we do here is we only remove the nut. Okay, keep it somewhere and keep the bolt in, because once you pull out the bolt, the suspension basically will swing, and we do not have set up the support yet. So we will do both, leave the pin in and set up the support later on. It's really hard to break free the nut, okay, through this small gap. So what we're going to do now is remove the brake fluid reservoir, the regulator, and then we will use this bigger wrench to fit in here and then try to break free. Okay, so now we just need to remove all this. So now we have took them all out, and then we have a clearer space here to reach to the boat. So just nice. We will try to break free again. Okay, we have to remove the tailboard, which is there. We left it there in order to have enough access, okay, in order to do this. Okay, finally we got it break. What we need to do next is to check out the engine. So we need to find a good spot to check it out. The purpose is to ensure that the weight is lifted up, so once we remove the suspension, it doesn't crumble down. So now we will remove the bolt from the suspension. Okay, so one bolt out, so one more to go. Okay, the bolt is out. As you can see, the suspension is already drop free, and the gap here didn't collapse, which is good. It means the jet here is doing its job. Take out the top. Okay, it's kind of okay. Took it out. So this is the old suspension. Okay, apparently it looks like the same length, 240 mm. But the good thing is this thing can be shortened through a preload, and this is fixed. So we were, okay, the preload is already adjusted to the minimal. And they have this adjustment clicker. I think it's non-functional because you can clearly overshot it. Just now was like that. This was at the bottom, this is at the top. This time round we will make it right side up. That means this is top, this is bottom, because of the weight lah. This is heavier. We don't want to create more unsprung weight, which means weight is tied to the wheel, because scientifically proven it will affect the handling and the suspension work. So we will put this on top like that. So right now we will try to fit in the top and the bottom. So the only concern I have now is this eye here is 25 mm on both top and bottom. Okay, however the new one, the bottom is 21, so short 4 mm. We will just install it and see how it goes, whether it will slide left and right. As you can see here, not too sure you can see, is it too dark? Let me turn on the flash. You will see some gap in between here. So we have placed back the regulator and also the brake fluid. So now we just put back the tailboard. So lastly, the last thing we need to do now is to put the seat back. We will bring this back to wash because it's very dirty. So we'll put one side. And now we go for a test ride to see how it feels, what's so different. After a night of thinking, I still don't feel safe by leaving the 4 mm gap here. So what we gotta do here is we gotta stack some washer. So we found some washer here that some stuff to be 4 mm. So we gotta slot them in. So we are taking out the nut and bolt again. Okay, so we took out the pin. So we slot the washer in here. Then we gotta slot the other here. Okay, so we managed to squeeze the two washer in between here. And then so now we gotta squeeze the pin through. As you can see here, there's two washer. So it's sort of like closing up the space. So we managed to lock it in. So what we need to do now is to lower it and then just screw back the mud guard. Okay, so we just put it back. So alright, that's it. So this is how we have swapped the suspension, the real shock. We will give it a test by test riding it for a few days and give you some summary of how it feels like. So we got our rear suspension swap earlier. We did the front one. So the rear one keeps bottoming out when we hit a bump. And especially when you are doing cornerings, you can feel that rear wheel is sliding because of the traction. So this time we try it, accelerate a little bit. So now we can clearly feel the difference. The spring and the whole rear suspension holds up more firmly. And also when we were doing turning just now, you feel that the rear wheel is more planted to the ground. Okay, so bumpy road. Okay, when you hit over bumps and bumpy road like now, you can feel that the spring is holding up. It doesn't bottom out. But however, because it's a very cheap shock, the compression and the rebound is still not very firm. You will still feel the bounciness after you hit the bump. But at least it doesn't bottom out, which is good. And it also provides more traction to the rear wheel whenever you are doing turns or cornerings. That is a significant improvement from the original shock. So alright guys, thank you for watching this video. See you on the next one. Bye bye.